Alright, so this is gonna be to test like our this video is gonna be basically to test our input and output functions on, let's say, like one of the challenge problems. So as you can see, I've already done it, but I'll show you how I did it. So if we click on the problem, and the good thing is it gives us some solution templates, so we can put our solution on this. So let's just open the solution template, right? And we'll just copy this and put it in our PyCharm file. Alright, so what this input file is basically doing is we input a library or a module called system, and we set a recursion limit. So basically, so it doesn't, if we're doing anything with recursion, it doesn't just go forever and cause overflow. Anyway, the thing about Python is with a lot of other languages, you need to define your variables before you set them, right? But with Python, you can define them after you've like read. Let's say, for instance, you got to set all of the variables as a none type in other languages, so otherwise it won't recognize it as a global. But with Python, you can read and set variables on the go. So the thing that got me pretty stuck was this. So we've set a variable n to none. We've set a x and y as a list in range uh in range of our maximum range we can have. So this will have none type variables for all of these slots, and our answer is none. So basically, what it's doing is just opening the input and output files as read and write files. Um, it's reading the value of n, and we're just gonna get rid of this. It's reading the value of n, and for each line after that, it sets the line to strip, so it removes any new line characters, and for each position in the list, it sets an x and y. So you guys haven't really seen the problem yet, so I'll go to the problem. Basically, what it's asking is, you've got some holes on a 2D plane, right? Each hole is located x centimeters from the left edge and y centimeters from the bottom edge, right? So it's x and y coordinates, and they're holes, right? So you want to make a poster to cover, and what is the minimum area of the poster that's needed to cover all of the edges? So things like this, right? When the poster is on the edge, that counts as covered. So what it gives you is the number of holes there is, and then for each of them, the number of x and y coordinates respectively. So like for the first hole, it's 2, 3, whatever. Anyway, a really easy way, we can do this in one line. We can do the solution in one line of code. Um, so basically what we want to do is we want to find the maximum x coordinate. So for this one, it's 6, and the minimum x coordinate for this, it's 2. So we'll just call this, so we'll write 6, 2 is the minimum, maximum and minimum, and y is, maximum is 4, minimum is 1. So now, because it's gonna fit in the domain of 6 and 2 and 4 and 1, so all we have to do is find the amount of units that this covers. So we can do 6 minus 2, which is 4, 4 minus 1, which is 3, and all we wanted to find is the area, right? So 4 times 3 gives us 12. So basically, in summary, it's the maximum x minus the minimum x times the maximum y minus the minimum y. And we've got set here, but the first most important thing to do is to resize our lists. So x equals x first index to n, y equals y first index to n, right? So the reason we need to resize this is because, let's just go back into Paint. we've got a list of 1000, what was it? So we've created a list, a default list of none values in range 1 0 0 0 0 5. So 100,005, right? So if we only have 5 holes, right? So that means we've got, so let's pretend our list, right? So our list would be 5 real values, right? Let's call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then for the next 100,000 like elements, it's just going to be none types. So none, none. Obviously, I'm not going to write it 100,000 times, but you get the idea. For the next 100,000. So we can't use operations on none types. That's why we have to resize the list to only include the n elements. So the 5 elements for the first test case that we've read. So now once we've got the list of the 5 elements, this is where our one-line solution comes in. Basically, we're writing answer, and that's our placeholder. So all we need to do is set answer equal to, as I said before, so 2 brackets times the second bracket. And in this first bracket, we'll have the x. So max of x minus min of x times max of y minus min of y will give us the answer. And all we have to do is, because it auto saves, we just have to choose our source file, submit it, and boom. All of the test cases are done. That was a pretty easy solution, but one main thing is to resize the list. The really annoying thing about Python default, Python, like AIO Python sample, not sample, sample template cases is that it sets the variables to none types just because I think of the intuition of other languages, which is very annoying. So we have to reset them and resize them ourselves, which actually takes us more time and space, but that's okay. Python's not a very fast language anyway. But that's basically it. Thanks for watching.